Welcome to the deep dive. So today, we are taking those glossy brochures from CDL orientation. You know the ones.
Oh yeah, the ones promising freedom, the open road, big money.
Exactly. And we're basically shredding them. We're diving into the real, unfiltered life on the road for truckers, the stuff that happens after orientation ends.
We're looking at the burnout, the operational challenges, and most importantly, the actual strategies you can use to break out of that cycle.
That really is our mission today.
It is. We've pulled together a ton of material, and it all seems to boil down to these two major challenges drivers are facing.
Right.
First, there's the mental and physical toll, from the isolation. And second, the financial traps that make even the best owner-operators feel like they're always broke.
And we're really taking the advice from sources like Hervey from Life as a Trucker. He says you have to look at these issues from all angles.
Yeah, to find solutions, not just to complain about the problems.
And I think the biggest insight we found was this. Everyone talks about the market, about low rates, but the sources we looked at, they overwhelmingly argued that it's strategy and self-management that make the real difference.
It's about treating yourself like the CEO of your own career.
Exactly. It's about taking control back in an industry that's, well, basically engineered to give you none.
Absolutely. And you can't even get to the financial part until you understand the mental foundation. So let's start there.
Section 1.
The silent toll. Let's talk about isolation and how time gets all twisted out on the road. Because that mental wear and tear, it starts way before the first repair bill hits.
It's such a brutal paradox, isn't it? As a driver, you are constantly moving. You're surrounded by thousands of people every single day on the highway.
Customers, dispatchers, people at the truck stops.
And yet the material highlights this deep feeling of being completely alone, of being stuck and just unheard, totally anonymous.
Yeah, there's a huge difference between just being around noise and actually being connected with people.
Yeah.
The cab of the truck becomes this bubble.
And you're doing this incredibly essential job for the whole economy.
But you feel disposable.
Yeah.
And the psychologists who study this, they say that isolation, it doesn't just make you sad, it literally cranks up your stress hormones like cortisol, which just eats away at you over time.
And then the job itself, the structure of it seems to work against your sanity. Let's talk about that time warp.
Right. Your life isn't about sunrise and sunset.
No, it's the DOT clock. It's mandatory breaks. It's whatever some shipper's chaotic schedule demands of you.
And that kind of schedule it's psychologically damaging. You're constantly shifting gears, wait for 8 hours, then scramble to finish a run, then wait again.
It messes with your sleep, right?
Completely. It stops the brain from getting that deep REM sleep it needs. And the symptoms they're severe. We're talking chronic, poor memory, emotional flatlining.
What do you mean by that?
It's where you miss a birthday or a holiday and then another one, and eventually you just kind of stop noticing. You feel disconnected from your own life because your reality is just miles in minutes.
The sources we read called this the normalization of burnout.
That's it.
The mantra is always, gotta keep the wheels turning, because if you're not moving, you're not earning, so rest starts to feel like failure.
And you end up normalizing being irritable all the time, being tense, living in this heavy mental fog.
Yeah, and this is where we have to get real for a second. The industry itself, it does not care about a driver's peace of mind.
No. To a dispatcher, you're a number on a truck and there's a load that needs to move. They're not thinking about whether you got enough rest.
So if you're gonna survive out there mentally, you have to be the one to set the boundaries. You have to fight the structure of the job that wants to run you into the ground.
Which is a perfect lead into the financial side.
Yeah.
Because that same lack of strategy, that same failure to protect your own time, it shows up right there in the bank account.
Okay, let's shift into section 2. This is where personal strategy is the difference between making a profit and just panic.
Yeah, you hear it constantly, right? The rates are trash. The market's dead.
All the time.
But here's a crucial and maybe unpopular point from the source material. Blaming the market can be a trap. It can stop you from looking at your own strategy.
Okay, hold on. How can the sources say rates aren't the whole story? I mean, when market rates drop below what it costs to run the truck, isn't that the whole story?
It's a fair question.
Yeah.
It's an essential question. But here's what the data shows when you connect the dots. Even when rates completely bottom out, some drivers are still profitable.
And the reverse is true too, right?
The reverse is true. You see owner-operators with a paid-off truck who still manage to go broke. So the market volatility, that's the condition you're operating in. But your strategy determines the outcome.
So the system might be rigged, but that doesn't mean you have to lose.
Exactly.
Let's talk about that rigging, though, because the sources are very clear. Trucking ain't broke. The industry is rich.
Oh, it's incredibly rich. Mega carriers, huge brokers, all the tech startups. They're posting billions in profits, record profits.
But the driver, the one actually doing the work, is delivering the caviar and getting paid in crackers.
It's a structural misalignment. The driver is doing the hard, physical, irreplaceable work, but has almost no leverage over pricing, scheduling, or timing.
And when you mix that lack of control with maybe some poor personal business habits.
You get a recipe for constant financial stress.
So let's list them out. The 5 big strategy fails that the material points to again and again. The things that keep good drivers stuck.
Okay, number 1 is just sloppy money habits, we're calling it.
Yeah.
No budget, just hope. A lot of drivers come from a W-2 job and they don't learn to separate business expenses from personal spending.
Using the business account like a personal ATM.
Exactly. Confusing your gross income with your actual net profit. You can't out-earn financial chaos.
Okay, number 2. This one seems like the biggest trap of all.
Lease purchase deals without an exit plan. They look so good up front. Low money down, no money down. But they're hiding these predatory interest rates.
And they often force you to use their expensive in-network repair shops.
And here's the kicker the sources highlight.
Yeah.
You are one bad breakdown, one tow away from getting repossessed.
Yeah.
You don't have that $5,000 or $10,000 cash cushion to survive a major repair. It's not a path to ownership, it's high-interest truck rental.
Okay, fail number 3. Chasing long miles instead of smart loads.
You hear the bragging, right? I ran 3,500 miles this week.
Yeah, but if those loads are paying pennies over your operating cost, you're just maximizing wear and tear, fuel cost, and your own stress for almost no net profit. You're trading being efficient for being exhausted.
The smart strategy, according to the data, is maximizing your rate per mile, not just the raw mileage. A 2,000-mile week at $3.50 a mile is way better than a 3,500-mile week at $1.50. You have to know your CPM.
Cost per mile. Cold.
Go.
Number 4, no backhaul strategy. Deadhead miles. Driving empty. It's not just wasted fuel.
It's wasted time. Your only non-renewable asset. The really successful drivers, they treat deadhead like a critical business failure they have to eliminate.
And the 5th one, which is so important for building resilience.
No income outside the truck. If every single dollar you make depends on those wheels turning, you have zero leverage. You're at the mercy of dispatch, the weather, the market. You can't say no to a cheap load.
And that lack of diverse income brings us right to section 3. Time theft and the fight for professional respect. These 2 things go hand in hand.
They're totally connected. The system can steal your time because it knows you don't have another way to make money.
The analogy they use is just, it's so striking. Think about a lawyer.
Right, or a consultant. They bill for their time by the hour, sometimes in 6-minute increments, even if they're just waiting in a courthouse.
Now look at the trucker, the person literally moving the entire economy. You can be stuck at a dock for 5, 8, 10 hours for free.
And that so-called detention pay is, it's a joke.
It's a slap in the face. You wait 6 hours, maybe you get paid $15 an hour for 2 of them, and that check might not even show up for a month.
If it shows up at all.
Right, so let's quantify this. The sources estimate drivers lose 20, maybe 25 unpaid hours a week, just sitting.
At docks, in fuel lines, waiting for dispatch.
So if you think you're making $21 an hour, but you lose a full 25 hours a week to unpaid waiting, your real hourly wage drops to like 13 or 14 bucks.
Before taxes and maintenance. And it's not just the money. That waiting destroys your momentum. It wrecks your sleep schedule, your whole plan for the week, your sanity.
You show up on time, ready to go, and you're told to sit because your time is valued at 0. And the industry gets away with it because...
Wrong.
Well, because drivers have let them.
Which brings up the big question. How do you change that dynamic? And the solution offered is to start thinking like a CEO. The winners in this business know their numbers, their CPM, but they also know the value of their time per hour.
So it's about more than just hoping for things to change. You have to demand to be paid for your time.
And you have to document everything, ruthlessly. You need proof if you're gonna fight back.
What does that look like specifically?
Time-stamped photos when you arrive and when you leave. Getting signatures on the bills of lading that note the exact wait time. Keeping detailed logs of every call with dispatch and the people at the facility.
That paper trail is your only leverage.
It's the only thing you have. You have to treat your time like a professional service that starts billing the second you check in.
And that mindset, that professionalism, it leads right into the ultimate strategy. Section 4, the plan B, owning your off-duty time.
Yes, because if you can't count on the industry to value your time, you have to build your own exit ramp.
You have to make a plan to get off the hamster wheel before you're completely broken down, physically or mentally.
Because if you wait until you hit burnout, you're going to make desperate, rushed decisions.
So what's the winning strategy now? It seems like it's a mix of old and new school.
It's a really sophisticated blend. You need the grit and the independent thinking of the old school drivers, that just get it done attitude. But you have to combine it with the technology and the business strategy of the new school.
And what that means practically is building a financial shield with your off-duty income.
Exactly. Look at all that downtime, those 2 hours waiting at a dock, the long nights in the sleeper cab, that mandated 30-minute break.
The time the shipper says is worth nothing.
That time is your single most valuable asset for building other income streams.
And that recurring money, it creates a buffer, right? A shield against the crazy ups and downs of freight rates in the economy.
It gives you real power, real leverage. It protects you if your company suddenly goes out of business.
That kind of financial security is what lets you say no to a cheap load.
Yes. It's the difference between taking a bad load just to keep the lights on and being able to wait and negotiate for a fair rate. It gives you the power to retire when you want to, not when you're forced to.
But how practical is this really? For the average driver?
The sources mention specific digital methods that are perfect for life on the road. I mean, you're already an expert in your niche. You can use AI tools to turn your daily experiences into content.
Like route reviews, gear reviews, safety tips?
For sure. You could film a short video during your 30-minute break reviewing a new piece of gear. Or use affiliate marketing by just linking to the boops or the tools you already use every day.
So it's about converting the expertise you already have and the downtime you're forced to take into actual revenue.
That is the ultimate empowerment. You have to internalize this: respect, support, financial freedom. It has to come from you taking control of your own business model.
You can't wait for the market or some facility manager to suddenly start being generous.
You have to be the one to change your approach.
Okay, let's wrap this deep dive up. Let's reinforce those key takeaways. We started by tearing up the recruitment brochure, and we've landed on personal power and strategy.
The two big takeaways today are pretty clear. First, you have to protect your mental health. Set boundaries, build routines, fight that isolation. And second, protect your finances. Know your numbers cold, and just as important, build a plan B using that off-duty time.
The industry doesn't want you thinking long-term. It wants you tired, stressed, and just focused on chasing that next cent per mile.
It keeps you just desperate enough to take the bad loads.
So the most provocative, the most powerful thing a driver can do today is to completely change how you see your downtime.
Don't see it as wasted time. See it as your most valuable resource for building your future financial independence.
So we'll leave you with this final thought to explore. What one skill could you learn, or what digital income stream could you start building while you're sitting there waiting for your next load? Even if it's just 10 minutes a day, something that would keep paying you even when your truck's wheels are chalked. Don't just move freight, move different.